morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Yeah, it's such a great day. I want to sincerely apologize. We are a few minutes behind schedule. So that at Foundation, we are very time conscious and we ensure that we do things the right way. So on this note, thank you to every one of you who have made this thus far. My name is John Kluse, and I am the Grants and Partnership Lead of the Foundation, and I'm equally the PS Manager on this Tech Relevant Teacher project, ably sponsored by the Coca-Cola Foundation. It is good to see every one of you here, and I want to personally congratulate all the school heads that are here. I know it's been very rigorous, it's been very tasking, it's been very challenging, and maybe there were a few times, and then you call Mr. John, and I'm like, Madam, what is it? Right? So this is the small John that you've been talking with. Yes, I'm happy to see every one of you personally. You're most welcome. So in the next few minutes, I'll call on our board member, Mr. Mario Abunisi, Supervising Director, a board member of the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation, in person of Mr. Mario Abunisi, to officially deliver the welcome address and also to recognize our partners and founders that are already active with us. Please, can you give me a round of applause as you come to the stage?
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank everybody for taking the time to be here this morning. On behalf of the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation, we're grateful for you being around with us today. I'd like to thank the board and the founders and those who are online streaming with us on Zoom. The chairman of the Adedayo Foundation Board of Trustees, Bunmi Adedayo. The Coca-Cola Foundation rep, Ms. Ifeyiwa Jindu. I would like to thank EdTech Services, Mr. Jide Shegu, and Ms. Zoe Kwala from W Holistic Solutions. Mrs. Cole Sweat Chidi, who manages Donors for Africa, our communications partner, and Mrs. Pedro Injijaka, the program's advisor. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, the beneficiaries around, and all other attendees, we're grateful for your presence. Today is an auspicious day for us because it marks a milestone in the Tech Relevant Teacher project for the foundation and this project as a whole. We started this journey going through over 200 schools, 600 direct beneficiaries, and so far across the project, we've come to a point where 30 schools and 30 beneficiaries have gone through all the hoops, have gone through all the process, have made significant levels of progress to be able to be here today as beneficiaries of grants to the infrastructure that's required to take things to the next level. It is no small feat, and it's for this reason that we would like to celebrate them, to encourage them, and more importantly, to show as a whole what is being done, what has been done, and the potential of what can be done. If we all work together, if we take technology and implement technology and utilize it to the benefit of the educational sector within this space. At this note, I would like to call on the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation Program Director to come and just give a brief project update and take to the announcement of the beneficiaries. Terry Martin.
Wow. Good morning, everyone, once again. Thanks for joining us for this event today. For some of you, not for all of you, this is the first time of seeing us all face to face. We've always met on Zoom, right? I know. Do me a favor, if you're wearing your mask in any other way different from the way I'm wearing it, can you please adjust? Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Abunisi, member director of Bunmi Adedayo Foundation. I have a very beautiful speech prepared, but I don't think this is the time for long speeches, right? I'm supposed to provide an update of how far we have come on the project, because a lot of us know in part. So it's also good to give you the fuller view of the event, of the project itself, so that you and others that are watching us online would understand what the project is all about, where we are, and what we still have to do after now. But I'd like to quickly state that we have more people online than we have here. You know the way it is, the lessons of COVID, right? Now we have more people online. We have people in the US, people in Nigeria that are connected to this event. So for their sake, we'll quickly do this update. So again, I'll just give you a brief timeline. On the 3rd of February this year, we opened our doors to a digital press conference to announce the commencement of the Tech Relevant Teacher Project. I'm not sure there is any of you here that does not know the name of the project. If we have such a person, let the person just stand up and go. Right? Okay, so the Tech Relevant Teacher Project was officially flagged off early February, 3rd of February. And we came back on the 25th of February to have the 27th, rather, to have a very first of its kind. We called it the School Leadership Conference and Sustainability Conference, right? Where we talked about leveraging on technology to build sustainability into your school system. And we had over 200 school leaders attended the event. It was quite a successful one. Some of you heard things that since changed your lives. Am I correct? We've gotten feedback from people on how they've been able to revisit activating EdTech in their schools. Things that they either saw were impossible before had become possible. They learned how to start in bits and then scale up gradually. So for us, that was quite a successful event, and it gave the foothold to other things that happened after that, right? And after the conference, we went on to the 4-week-long training, right? Quite interesting time, because we then brought the classroom to the internet, and a lot of school leaders, for the first time, started using their email addresses, right? Before then, we had email addresses in paper, right? And then you call someone, they will have to call you that they've sent you an email. You'll now go and check, isn't it? But ever since, you've constantly used your email addresses. You've also constantly used your phones. One interesting feedback we had was the fact that your phones have suddenly become more than a phone, right? It has now become your classroom, a tool for productivity, a treasure. Never again will you leave your phone like this and they'll call you for hours, right? Because beyond telephone conversations and WhatsApp communication, your phones have become EdTech tools, tools that you use to promote educational activities. So to be more specific, we enrolled about 640 educators onto the learning management system of the foundation. That's the balearner.org, right? We enrolled teachers, specifically math teachers, English teachers, and the school heads of each school. So you imagine that you are about 90 that have come this far. We pulled you from a pool of 640, right? And like they say, many are called, few are chosen, but even the chosen ones have to walk through, right? Rigorous work. We expose you to 8 training modules, isn't it? Yes. And each module with, before the assignment, when you open the module, you take a baseline test, isn't it? Then you go through the modules, and then you have assignments.
And then at the end of it, you have what? Quiz. And then you have to take the quiz. And when you were passing through those moments, I'm sure you'll be like, what is all this trouble for? Right? You didn't know at that time that it was going to be converted to a learning competition. If we had told you all that this is a learning competition, a lot more people would have taken it very serious. But we wanted to see for sure who amongst you, right, was hungry for knowledge, right, who wanted to develop themselves whether or not there was something to compete for. And that's why I'm not only glad, I'm particularly excited that those of you we have in this room today, you fought hard and you qualify every inch of the way to be here today. Please, can you celebrate yourself? I must say, however, that there were some amazingly difficult people, right? No matter what we did, they always kept coming back to say, I cannot log in. This is not working. So we had to organize extra classes. Where's John? Please put your hands together for John Cruz, the project manager. You remember how he used to come to you, organize extra classes, right? After school lessons, online, isn't it? Exactly. He will organize demo sessions, show you this, show you that, and most of you will bombard his phone even at odd hours to say, Mr. John, see this, see that. We knew that learning would not happen at the same pace. So we had to make room for the slow learners. And I'm happy that some of these so-called slow learners actually made it to this stage. Right? And for us, that means something. No matter how tough teaching is, never leave a child behind. Never leave a child behind, okay? So upon completion of all the courses, what we did to bring us this far, we'll just give this recap for the sake of documentation, right? We looked through the platform to look for those that have actually completed their courses. So course completion was a major factor. In fact, if you had not completed your courses, you would not have been shortlisted within the time that we gave. We know the courses will always be there, but we don't have all the time. So as at the time we cut off, we chose those who had completed all the modules on balearner.org, the TRTP course specifically. We then took your average score. All the scores of the modules that you took, the end of quiz assessment, all those scores matter because we harvested the scores and averaged the scores to rank you further, right? We also then took, we used to have weekend classes, right? You're learning at your pace online, but over the weekend we then had live classes where we could interact with the facilitator, get more practical, share screens, use phone, use computer system. All those times also matter. So we decided to reward your hard work, and we also scored you based on your attendance. So every little instruction also matters. Remember when we told you, make sure you sign attendance, make sure you click on this link, right? So all those things matter. And finally, you remember Module 8 was about Microsoft Innovative Educator Training, right? We then told you all to go to the Microsoft website, take the course, and get a certificate in your name, right? So we kind of forced you to go and get certified, and then you submitted the certificate, right? That also was rewarded. Yes. We also scored that, right? So based on these 4 criteria that we put forward, we selected the top 50 schools. But today you have only 30 schools there. So how did we cut them, the other schools out? We then launched a call for video. I remember somebody calling me to say, Mr. Martins, this trouble is too much. Do I even have any chance of making it to the final stage? So I'll not just trouble myself. So out of the 50 schools, 48 of you actually sent in video entries. So you see how extra you went to prove that, okay, you know what, I'm learning and I'm eager to do more. And what did we test in the videos? We tested what we have taught you. Were you able to use what you have learned to make a video? We also looked out for teamwork. Did you just stand in your office to make a video, or did you involve your math and English teachers? Right? We then also looked at the sense of vision. What are you going to do if you have further support? Okay? That also was scored. And finally, I can imagine the waiting room. Remember when you had to wait for 10 minutes, 15 minutes in the waiting room, right? And then they will admit you in, you face a virtual panel, and you have to introduce yourself and tell us what you will do if you were selected, isn't it? Yes. So all of these things, we didn't just want to, not that we wanted to trouble you, but we wanted to be sure that we were getting the very best of the schools that we're working with. And that is why I can say anywhere that these 30 schools here are schools that we can vouch for and will go far than where we have come. So today we are not just celebrating you, the grantees. I think it is also fair to celebrate all the over 500 people that took their courses on the platform. So some of you are watching us. I would like to say congratulations to all of you also, because we know you put in the hard work, but we can't select everybody. In fact, it was painful. At the point where we were cutting off the 30th school, we had some schools that were only 0.2, 0.5 behind. If I add the means, I would have said, you know what, let's do more than 30, right? So don't think that you are the only good ones. There are some out there too that are good. All right, so I won't bore you with reading the names of these top 30 schools. I think you've seen that on the platforms. However, let me mention that this is like the semi-final. You know, in the game of football, you have quarter-final, you have semi-final, isn't it? And then you have the final. So we are at the semi-final stage. And from this stage, we are still competing. The learning competition continues. Yes, you are benefiting now, but there's still more to conquer. Now, what are we giving you at this stage? You have worked so hard, so you should be rewarded. If I ask you, you will say computer systems, isn't it? All right, so beyond computer systems, right? You're going to have access to subject mentoring in maths and English. Let me tell you, you have been educators for years, you've been teaching for years, I know. There are some people that have gone the extra mile to look for the current trends in teaching. Remember, you will be producing courses that globally will be accessible. That means those courses cannot be at the regular quality of the classroom. So we're going to be mentoring your teachers on how to produce the right content in maths and in English. So also, you're going to have access to latest equipment, and I can really tell you that these equipments are really modern. I've gone through the specs myself, I've seen them. You have all the software that you were taught and you were exposed to already loaded on the computer, so you have no cost for that. Your teachers, remember Mr. Jude? Right? He promised to be here today. Okay. So Mr. Jude, you also now become like Mr. Jude. Your teachers will be profiled on the NMS, where you can develop courses yourselves, and then have learners go on the other end to take your courses. So we're going to profile your teachers on the LMS. So what this means is that you can create hundreds of courses as we move on. Some of these courses can actually generate income for your school. So it comes to a point where you can begin to turn out courses, and you say, you know what, I want to sell this course at 1,000 naira per student, right? And then you have 100 students take that in a week. You know what that means for your school, right? All right, I won't say more than that. Before you have to come and pay for consulting. All right, so again, opportunity to specifically, in the course of the next over the next 3 weeks, you will produce maths and English content for terminal classes, primary 6 specifically, right? So that these courses, and we're using primary 6 because it's a terminal class, you have a lot of students that were homeschooled, right, by their parents. And when they send for common entrance, they just want resources to augment what they've learned, right? Some of your resources will be made available for free, right, to help students across Africa, not just Nigeria, because some of this, the curriculum in Nigeria can also be compared to some other countries. So, but let's start from Nigeria, right? Some of the students across will be able to access these courses, and you'll be helping them to achieve more in their terminal examinations. Now, finally, yes, you are 30 here. The top 10 schools right? Looking at the highest score down to the lowest score, the top 10 schools have been pre-qualified to contest for the finals. Don't feel bad. If you're amongst the top 10, you can clap for yourself. Okay, I see that. Alright, can you clap for the top 10 schools as well? Don't feel bad. Jesus House, what's it? We are still together, right? Because we can't afford to have everybody go on to that point. So some of you have come to the point where yes, you're going to be enjoying, but the top 10 schools can compete for the final 3, right? So we need 3 finalists. We need what? 3 finalists. And guess what these 3 finalists will get? All that you have gotten, plus their own customized learning management system for their school. You are not clapping yet. Okay, so the top 10 schools, you know yourselves. We will come and announce that later when it's time to give the awards. Okay, so that's like the summary of how far we have come and some of the things that we still have in front of us. Okay, so you are really fortunate to have come this far, but also it's a reward of your hard work. On a final note, I would like to appreciate all the partners, starting with the Coca-Cola Foundation, that took it needful to support education. They could have said we want to do only water, right? But they chose to support this work, and for this I think we're very grateful. So we'll move on quickly. John, I know that there are some selected schools, beneficiaries that would like to hear from the horse's mouth. In about 2 to 3 minutes, the shortest time possible, let's hear from your mouth what the experience has been so far. I think about 3 or 4 of them. I'd like to call on John to help drive this point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Martins. So like I said, I know we've got loads of testimonials, like amazing testimonials from all of the beneficiaries. Some even do personal videos and sent to me. Some uploaded on the Google Drive and shared the links with me. It's been awesome. I also shared on our Zoom meetings as it is in our culture. But then, so 4 of these people will be called upon to share their experiences, learning so far, new knowledge gains, and the rest of them. So like Mr. Martins has mentioned, we have a maximum of about 3 minutes so we can save time. So on this note, I'll call on the first person, Mrs. Ohoyo Kiomadu from Bunmi Adedayo. Please come to us. DJ, please get on the mic.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Oyo Kiomadu from Bunmi Adedayo Primary School. It's nice to be here. If I want to start talking, I'm not going to finish. But let me just say this in a nutshell. Where we were in Bunmi School and where we are now, there's a great difference in terms of technology. Hence, I say a big thank you to the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation, the Coca-Cola Foundation, and all those that supported them. We've learned a lot. We've learned a lot, and there's great success in what we've learned. We've done a test run with our teachers, with our parents, and what we've learned has given us success. Normally, when we go on vacation, we give the pupils assignments in form of their textbook and other things. But now we said, let us test what we have learned after training the other teachers. And then we inform the parents when we are giving them their report cards, you are going to pay your assignments online. And some of them were wondering, online, okay. You know, when the lockdown came, it came on us suddenly, and we were limited to WhatsApp. And now we are telling them that it's not WhatsApp, we are going to get something better than WhatsApp. And we are happy to say that the response was really nice. The teachers that we trained, because we had that fear, yes, 3 of us. We had the training directly from the office squad. But now we are going to train the other teachers. Are they going to respond well? They responded well, and they were able to do what we taught them. And when we sent the assignment out to our parents in the form of what we learned from the PowerPoint presentation on the Dual Recorder, we are happy that the response was really, really great. So like I said, where we were in Bunmi School in terms of technology and where we are now, there's a great difference, and that is all thanks to the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation. We hope to continue learning more. Like I said, we hope to continue getting more from them, and our teammate school is readily available to learn more. So on behalf of all the schools that took part in this Tech Relevant Teacher Project, and on behalf of our teammate school, we say thank you to the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Mrs. Okiyomadu from Antime Nursery and Primary School. So I'll call on the next person now, Mr. Bunmi Adedayo from Superb Education Foundation School. Please come up stage.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Firstly, we learned a lot from this project, especially when they started with that motivation, because I was one of those people that were not serious with this program before. And when they told us that they were going to give us a shaka for the conference, I was surprised. So I was waiting for them, and they did that. So that's part of those things that brought me here today, because I was motivated. I've not seen an organization or witness or known one that has done that. I know in the course of the project they did that. When I go to school, I told my teachers, now you see these people are serious. We too need to be serious. And I motivated them as well. I learned that from them. So I gave the teachers 2,000 shekels, and I promised them to give another one after 2 weeks, of which they did before I even did that. Yeah. So I learned that motivation for them, and here we are today. We are because of that motivation. And number 2 is that I will never forget this our facilitator, Mr. Jude. His presentation skill was very top notch. The way he repeated those words and say it one after the other. Sometimes I go back to the elements, not because to listen to the lesson, but the way he presents the lectures, very, very wonderful. And I told my teacher, see how a professional and experienced teacher is presenting. And we learned that from them, and we are taking that to our school as well. And in terms of, I will never forget Mr. John. He has been the one working on the. I'm one of those people that disturb him a lot. Shout, call, even when they did not give us the 30, I called him, I did everything. He was like, what now? I said, please, I'm sorry, because my mind was just there. So he attended to us. So he's a very, very good man. May God continue to bless him. And finally, in terms of transparency, we need to be very, very transparent. I follow them a lot on Instagram and Facebook. Even the amount Coca-Cola gave them, they told us that Coca-Cola has given us this amount. And if you look at how they spend the money, how they were prudent, how they use those money, I think we still have hope for this country. Because I'm one of those people, because when I look at economy and everything in this country, I told my people that if I have that chance, I'm going to leave this country. But with this set of people, it seems to be a good.
Yes, it disturbed me a lot. Calls, messages, and the rest of them. But you know, I'm always happy to be in the position to help. Some of you will call me as early as 5 a.m., some 12 midnight. Yes, I'm serious. Yes. We are glad to help, and then we are happy we are where we are today. So I'll call on the next person. I'm Mrs. Lola Martins from Team Potter's School.
Good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to be here this morning, and I'm very sure I'm not the only one happy. Anyway, we are all happy. My testimony, rather our testimony concerning the TRT training facilitated by BAF and sponsored by Coca-Cola Foundation. We are very, very grateful. I will just talk about what we have learned. I will start by saying, you know, there is a way you will, there is a way knowledge will come to you, and you yourself will be like, where was I all this while? Yeah. Was I on earth? In fact, that was the situation they put us. I was like, I thought I knew. You know, at first, you know, the COVID, you know, it's a general issue. It put us all in a very messy situation. And we were like, we can't just continue like this. This TRT training is actually an answered prayer to us. And let me say that in a nutshell, we suddenly realized that this phone, okay, let me put it this way. It's like you have solution, you are crying about a problem, and the solution is in your hand. You can imagine how stupid you will look to yourself when you suddenly realize that, hey, what's this? That's the situation we found ourselves. I would say that, you know, we are very, very grateful. We've implemented all the things we learned, starting from saving to cloud. In fact, let me say that was the beginning of my stupidity to myself. Seriously, because initially we were like, okay, we need to start doing this, and let's do like all these big business. I was like, where do we get money to get this? We will need system. What if the system crashes? And my mind never went to saving online. Really, I looked stupid to myself. I was like, but I'm happy that it's a good stupidity that so that was the first breakthrough for us. And a lot. Should we talk about the PowerPoint, the OneNote? That OneNote I felt great. You mean that you can actually do chocolate paper and say everybody go to your class. I thought that was so when we learned Google Classroom too. I was like, party. Sorry for Yoruba. Okay, and maybe okay. We just thank God. I will round up with this. You know, we used to fight. I'm sure we are men of like passion. Myself and my teachers with the head teacher, we will fight about lesson notes. You are not writing it. You have not written it. You didn't write it well. Compare this one. I must tell you, we have not resumed though, but all our lesson notes for next time, they are ready. The lesson plan on the learning designer. Not even paper. I don't want to admit I can do. I don't want to touch paper. Everybody submits. So I really want to say thank you very much, Bunmi Adedayo Foundation. Thank you, Coca-Cola Foundation. Thank you to all the sponsors. You brought us here. We are happy today because you made us be happy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Titi Lola Martins, for that wonderful experience sharing. So I'll just quickly call the last person now, Mr. Oloye somewhere from Reverend Emmanuel Oloye Primary School. Please be very practical about what this you learned. Thank you.
Thank you very much. One thing I have been longing for all this while is to meet this set of people I see online. The likes of Mr. John Anani, the likes of Mr. Judah Sheidu, and every members that sponsored this program. It's just been so awesome. You know, I can't just imagine my school occupying this capacity in sense that we have the privilege to engage digital devices to execute things that pertain to academic activities smoothly, running smoothly. You know, I looked at it and I thought of it to myself because one thing I envy most is that I always want to be like teachers in the international school. I want my school to look like that, and I want to also operate at that level. But Bunmi Adedayo Foundation actually bridged the gap. You know, I looked into it and I discovered that all what is needed to digitalize learning has been handed down to us. You know, the best a society can ever give to our pupils or people is quality, good and quality education. And the government have been trying to achieve this, but I see that this foundation smoothing that pathway. What did I actually mean? Students are getting education frustrating. They are getting it no longer interesting. That's why many of them just think of it and just desire to be a Yahoo boy out there. They want to join some team members that can just make fast money because the thing is not getting interesting. And many of this kind of category of people come from the low-cost school. You know, people that, you know, are brought up in a hard way. But now that we have the privilege and we trust that Bunmi Adedayo Foundation is still going to extend this training protocol to many other schools, we know that these tendencies is going to be shut down over time. Because by the time people begin to acquire or find learning interesting. You can imagine you want to hand down, you want to teach through the flipped classroom, and compared to when you are just all the way long saying, talking from the beginning to the end in the classroom, and the pupils are just sleeping in the classroom. But now with the idea of the hybrid learning, the blended learning system, you can send videos of what you want your pupils to learn in the classroom. Right from home, they are already aware. So you can imagine all those technology. I remember, we were taught, like my colleague has actually said, the cloud saving devices, the use of PowerPoint, the use of notes, the use of do recorder. We also have the cyber links and the likes. The use of the learning designer. Someone mentioned it now. It was just as if we were a team member, because I told my teacher, learning designer is for learning plan. And OneNote is very good for you to have your lesson notes. My teachers now, we have cancelled the use of paper handwriting. Now I've designed this so that all the classes can just enter through the link and write they are writing their lesson note presently as I'm talking to you. So when every system is digitalized in this manner, teachers find it convenient and easy. The pupils find it also interesting, and learning would be of great interest, and there will be more zeal for both parties to rub minds together. Bunmi Adedayo Foundation, you've handed down to us what we might not have opportunity to have for many years. And do you know what? This so-called international school brag about these things, and they forget to realize that they need to attend to the need of indigenous schools, lower schools, because if the society is not at peace, their school also will not be at peace. Look at the case of NSAS. Just because there are people that are not educated, they can just bust into people's shop and everything. So we need to work together. Bunmi Adedayo Foundation, I don't just know the way the Lord has just put you together to make this so organized. The training process was worthwhile. Thank God for Mr. Judah Shaidu, the way he handled. I want to be like that man. He's just so systematic about his content delivery, and and the team member that make this worthwhile. I really want to say, once they thank you on behalf of my teachers, every one of them would like to be here, but because we only permitted one person, that is why I'm here representing them. I want to say thank you, and I'm so sure the technical school and every other schools also want to say thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Aoloye Samuel from Reverend Emmanuel Primary School. I know if we give everybody the opportunity to talk, you all have amazing things to say. But for time, we limited it to 4 people. And to those of us who are listening to us via the Zoom, perhaps your school did not emerge as the 30 granted schools. This is, I told you earlier, and I'm saying it again, that everyone who participated in this project is a winner. I've got messages from some schools that were like, we didn't make it to the last 30, to top 30, but we are grateful for all we've gained so far. No teacher that truly passed through this project will remain the same. The skills are unsung. The knowledge is with you. Anywhere you can use them to advance education, to advance your classroom delivery, and to, of course, improve learning outcome of primary education. And for all of this, once again, I want to thank the Coca-Cola Foundation. They made it possible. And of course, and all of our partners, they played key roles in ensuring that we are where we are today, and then we are able to do what we are planning to do in the next phases. So on this note, I will just quickly brief into us that we told everyone about that yesterday, the teachers, that after this grant award ceremony, we'll be going into about 3 hours training, or it's called the accountability training. So we believe that school leaders are the second most important indicators of effective learning outcomes. So at BAL, we have school leadership programs that is intended to address this need. So as beneficiaries of the grants, it's not enough to just get the devices and go and slap them in your schools, not using them. There are things to expect of you. And you have some information that the need for
the subject experts coming in to mentor your math and English teachers for a period of about 10 days. So, like you said, learning continues. It's not stopping here. Our partners are on ground to take you through this accountability training, where they will tell you what are the things you need to do. Stepping down the training. Some have done already. I've seen some videos and images of some schools stepping down the training to the other beneficiary schools. So you will do that. What are the short terms? What are the short-term achievements that we want you to do? What are the long-term goals that we expect of you? So all of these things will be taught during the accountability training. And more importantly, taking lead as school leaders. I remember one school telling me that before now, she was just a school leader. There was no collaboration between her and her teachers. There was no bond between them. But courtesy of this project, they are now together. They are working as one, and they are creating winning collaborations to ensure that they are able to achieve the learning goals. So please, I want us to be rest assured that this is going to be another interesting experience. A little bit taxing. Example now, let's say on Wednesday, yes. On Wednesday evening, we'll be having the first mentoring phase with the math teachers. On Thursday, it will be with the English teachers. So that is the one-off engagement. But then, the mentors, like I said, it's a mentoring phase. So they'll be needing for one-on-one meeting. They'll be needing for maybe virtual meetings from time to time to ensure that we're able to achieve our goals. And of course, Mr. Bill is not leaving you yet. He's still playing that key role in the mentoring phase. So he'll be coming in to teach you in an advanced way of some of the things you have used before. Of course, what you have learned already will suffice you anywhere you go. And then there are some advanced knowledge that he needs to pass on to you, to all the beneficiary schools. And all of this will be addressed at the accountability training. On this note, I want to say thank you. So I'll call on, next on the agenda now is a word or a charge from the Coca-Cola Foundation. And it is my singular honor and privilege to invite the representative, Ms. Ifeanyiwa Echendu, who is here to represent the Coca-Cola Foundation. Please let's clap for her. She comes on stage.
Everyone, good morning. It's my great pleasure to be here. At the inception of this project, we came here and we talked about my excitement about partnering with the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation on the Tech Relevant Teacher Project. And so far, it's been great stories, great testimonials that we've heard here today. A lot of people have benefited, the teachers and subsequently the children, or already ongoing the children as well. And we're so excited. I'm here on behalf of the Coca-Cola Company and the Coca-Cola Foundation. At the Coca-Cola Company, we're very passionate about our commitment to the communities we serve, our people, and the general well-being of the planet. It was with that same passion and commitment that we partnered with Bunmi Adedayo Foundation on this great project. And the stories have been phenomenal. We've had so many things, and then, like John said, everybody here and everybody who has benefited from the trainings, whether you're part of the top 30 or not, you guys are all winners. Everybody here is a winner. Because one way or the other, we've invested collectively in the future of our children. There's a saying that goes, when you train a child, you train a community. So that's what we're doing here. We have hundreds of students in our respective schools. And subsequently, as we've learned here through this training, we will go back there and teach our children through this digital means, which we've all learned. It's all encompassing. And one way or the other, our children are going to pick up these skills that we've all learned. They would also even at some points jump on this tech space, which probably most of them are already more tech savvy than we are right now. But that said, the children would be heavily impacted, and that's phenomenal. The well-being of our children comes most in this community, and thanks to, or rather unfortunately, because of the effects of COVID-19, most of the learnings in our schools slowed down some last year, and this project came about, and we're excited because we knew that this was what we needed for now. In the new normal, we realized that this is what was going to push education forward and make things better all around. So while we are excited to be ramping up things in this project, we are also looking forward to the great stories that will be told across our schools. We're looking forward to hearing amazing things that you're doing with our children and in the communities at large. This is not where it ends. I expect that as we leave here, we go back to our schools, those that are set to receive the computer hardware and software, even those that are not going to receive, the learnings that you've learned here today, please take them home with you. Take them to your schools. Invite them in your children, your pupils in your school. Because at the end of the day, you see the results subsequently, and it'll be amazing that you helped mold those lives. It'll be amazing that you were part of the process. It'll be amazing that you helped make a change that impacted just not one, more people. So I'm going to say a big thank you to the Bunmi Adedayo Foundation for implementing this successfully and beautifully so far. We also hope that the subsequent training, the accountability training that John had mentioned, I expect that we should all take advantage of it. And please, whatever you can grab from this exercise, from the entire program, please take them with both hands and move and run with them. We don't expect it to end here. So whatever subsequent trainings come after this session and in the months to come, please do your best. Please do your best to leverage on all that is shared with you. Once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this program. Thank you for participating in the project. Thank you for how far you've come. And thank you for what's left to come. So thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ifeanyiwa Chedu. She has been very supportive to us on the project, and I also disturb her a lot. Just like Nikki disturbed me, I also disturb her for deliverables. So please, Ify, I don't know if you mind coming off stage. There's somebody here who has a present for Amaka Onyemelekwi. So in the course of the project, Ms. Amaka got promoted from the head of class to a director of the Coca-Cola Foundation. One of the beneficiaries who told me to do something for her. Madam, please come forward and present. And then because of the project too, I think last week Friday was my birthday. So even though I was at home, and then she did something for me too.
Good morning once again, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And just let me say I'm privileged to just have the opportunity to go through this course. And I'm very, very grateful to God for making it possible. And I appreciate everyone of you as well that we are being able to go through it. On Friday, when I was like trying to scan through again what we have done, and it dawned on me on Saturday afternoon that let me even go and check on this so-called man, Mr. John, on Facebook for the first time. So I went back to the platform on WhatsApp and picked up his name again, and I went to Facebook. And opening the Facebook page, I discovered that people were congratulating him for birthday. So I'm like, so this man is celebrating birthday today, and nothing is even happening in the platform to say happy birthday, sir. Okay. And I thought it on myself. I take it up on myself. I said, let me just go and do this and see what I can be able to come out of it. So I went there, getting to the place where I want to do it. And I remember that there is a woman too, when we started in February, that they said she gained a promotion. And whereas he's the director, he moved to the director stage. So I'm like, okay, let me put the two of them together and say thank you. Because Coca-Cola Foundation and Bunmi Adedayo Foundation are the one that combined together to implement this knowledge that we have gotten today. Let me just say thank you in a little way from Pioneer Home School. So madam, please go to Mrs. Amaka. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mother. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. When she sent me a collage of videos. I was like, wow. And then to see this again, comparing home school, I say thank you to everybody. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Unfortunately, Amaka wasn't able to be here today. She would have loved to be here, but we had other commitments somewhere else. So I'm here on her behalf. And I'm certain that if she was here, she would be appreciative of this kind gesture. I'm not certain whether you guys had a one-on-one conversation or had an encounter at the beginning, but it's remarkable that you remembered her and you're recognizing her at this great milestone in her life. So I'll extend your regards to her, and I'm sure that she'll be very happy to receive this. She'll be very grateful. And on her behalf, I'm saying thank you. Thank you to you, Ma. Thank you to your school, and thank you to the BAF team, because without them, we wouldn't have had this connection. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. The people that share their testimonies, testimonials. Thank you also. If you are, your presence always reassures us that we are together. There are some funders, they give you money and then they just go. They don't look back. They are always available. They even go out of their way to make sure they join you at events. If they don't, you can't hold them to it. Your job is to do the work, report, and then you move on. But they are very, very hands-on, and for that we're grateful. So we have come to the point where we need to hand over what you have earned to you. And I'm not sad to see it go. I'm happy to hand them out. Because they don't belong to us, right? And they've been fully paid for, right? What we'll do is, we'll start from the 30th school, the very last school on the list, right? So when we call you, we want to minimize having to move back and forth. So your devices will be brought to you. So all you just do is to stand up and receive. The media guys should please be on standby to take that. We will move from 30 to number 11. So from 10 up to 1, you come out and then we do the photo ops with those. So we can save time and minimize movement, right? Don't worry, at the end of the event, this is going to be here throughout. We can still come together to take additional photographs, okay? All right, are we ready to go? Okay. So what we are doing is on behalf of Coca-Cola the Coca-Cola Foundation, and on behalf of all the 5 partners. It is a thing of honor not to walk alone. You understand? So, and it doesn't diminish, it doesn't take away from the glory. You share it with many people. So these organizations have really, really stood by us, right? So it's on their behalf that we're doing this, and at some point we're going to call representatives from these organizations to present part of the last 10. Do we understand? John, are we good? All right, so I call on Solid Rock Children's School. I want you to please celebrate them. BFTP Granty 30. That's a laptop computer, a Bluetooth wireless device, and your headset with a microphone attached to it. Willie Pet's Nursery and Primary School, grants number 29, Granty 29, Willie Pet. Please check the package you're receiving to be sure that it's for 29. Otherwise, we replace. Fadel Omar Islamic Nursery and Primary School. We have Peniel Home School, Grantee 27. Are we moving too fast? Okay, so as you hand over, you pose for them to take photograph, please. Yes, thanks for the music. So that's Peniel, right? Courage Nursery and Primary School. Courage Nursery and Primary School. Okay. We have Tim Potter's Gate School. Tim Potter's Gate School. Mrs. Titilola Martins, right? Pleased to meet you. Really, disclaimer, I don't know her from anywhere. Then Wise Up School, number 24, Grantee 24, Wise Up School. Where is Wise Up School? You there? Okay. Oh, okay, please come forward. Let's quickly do this here. Wise Up School. Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's easier, right? Okay, I'd like to put Mrs. Chidi Coatsworth on standby. She will help us present numbers 20 to 16. Please be on standby. Testimony Nursery and Primary School, Grantee 23. Grantee 23. Can we please celebrate them? GKF Academy. GKF Academy, where are they? Please double up and then let D Nice Nursery and Primary School be on standby. GKF Academy. Is that you? Okay. Grantee 22. D Nice Nursery and Primary School. Grantee 21. Where are they, please? Grantee 21. Okay, I'd like to call on Mrs. Coatsworth. So John will just hand over the items to you and then you please present this. Spring and Cradle Nursery and Primary School. Spring and Cradle, where are you, please? Are we here? Spring and Cradle Nursery and Primary School. Let's have Superb Education Foundation on standby, Grantee 19. Are you Superb? Please just wait there, let us finish. Superb Education Foundation, Grantee 19, please come forward. Grantee 19. Superb Education Foundation School. Alright. Then we have Guided Steps. I want Mr. Bonusi to please be on standby so we can take from 15 together. Guided Steps School. Grantee 18, Guided Steps School. Don't be tired of clapping for them actually, please. Excellent Shining Star. And after that we have Great Prestige Academy. Excellent Shining Star, Grantee 17. Okay, and then Great Prestige Academy. That's Grantee 16. All right. Thank you very much. Mrs. Chidi Coatsworth is the founder and CEO of Donors for Africa Foundation. Our partners have been doing excellently well. Thank you, Chidi. Thank you. Let's have Mr. Bunmi, Supervising Director of Bunmi Adedayo Foundation, to help us with the following schools. Are you good? Alright, so we have Baratel Nursery and Primary School. Baratel, where are you? Today? Baratel Nursery and Primary School. Lorisdown Nursery and Primary School, be on standby. Lorisdown. Grantee 14, Lorisdown. Please check the devices that you have. Be sure that they're labeled with your name. Lorisdown Nursery and Primary School. Then we have Al Amir School, Grantee 13. Al Amir School. You know, wearing your mask properly, please. Please. Okay. Remember, we are adhering to COVID-19 protocols. Please don't block the broadcast device. Junet Angels. Junet Angels, Grantee 14. Can you please clear a path? Thank you. Daniel, please focus on this to make sure it doesn't get blocked. Okay, then we have Victoria Praise Pierce Hall, granted 11. Victoria Praise, where are you? Okay, Victoria Praise Pierce Hall, granted 11. And then we have Diamond Peak School. Now we have entered the top 10. Okay, after this I release Mr. Ogunosi, so we have another partner. Diamond Peak School. Please celebrate them very well. They are among the top 10. That's actually the 10th school on the list. Diamond Peak. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ogunosi. I'd like Ifeanyi Jundu please to help us present numbers 9 to 6. And after that, I can see Mrs. Oneito. She should be on standby for the other presentation. Reverend Emmanuel Oyedele Ashamono Primary School. Please celebrate them. 99. Already, these are pre-qualified to compete for the final stage. Reverend Emmanuel, let's have the Child Nursery and Primary School, granting number 8, the Child Nursery and Primary School. I remember this school. Up next is Jumex Infant. Where is this? Wow, thank you very much. All the way from Badagry, right? Good to see you. Please join us. Granted 7, Jumex Infant. Wow. Granted 6. Misra Nursery and Primary School, and then that will be all for Mr. Ejindu to assist with. I'd like to have Mrs. Oneito on standby so she can assist with presenting the last 5. Alright, thank you, and thank you, Ifeanyi. We'd like to move on to the top 5. Darul Akram Nursery and Primary School, grantee number 5. Where are you? Mrs. Oneito, please. Can we have you join us to present the top 5 awards? Darul, where's Darul Akram? Really? The Joyland schools, do we have the Joyland schools? Good. The Joyland schools. Alright, the Joyland schools. Then we have Jesus House School. 1, 2, 3. Really hard work. Wow. You should celebrate this set very well. Imagine being amongst the top 3 of 200, over 200 schools. It's not easy. Jesus House, well done, real hard work. Ultimate Nursery and Primary School, real hard work, isn't it? Hardest, right? Okay. Are we going to have to stand up for the champion? Right? I hope I have Jogi Great Era here. Okay. Don't worry if you cannot stand because of what you're carrying, but you must clap very well. Are we done with gratitude? Alright, the highest scoring school. The highest scoring school for now on the TRTP program, and Dublin also has one of the beneficiary schools of SEED, right? Another sister program, we're connected somehow, right? I'd like to call Jogi Great Era Nursery and Primary School. Congratulations! Oh, all the way from Badagry. Awesome. You put in a lot of hard work, and we appreciate you. All right. Yes, you can play the song, that's fine. Alright, thank you very much. Can we all settle down? We have just one school that's the notion of thank you, Mrs. Oneito. Thank you for all the good work that you do. So let me just add this. Each of you will need to sign a document if you have not signed. There's a document you need to sign. We're also going to give you bags to carry your devices. And you're also going to get your certificate of award so that you can hang that, in your offices. All right, we're supposed to have the vote of thanks now and closing remarks. This is supposed to be handled by Mrs. Bunmi Adedayo, but she's unfortunately unable to speak now. But I have a closing remark, so I'm just going to have to read on her behalf. Is that fine? I'm just going to have to read on her behalf. And after that, we go into photography, we can have some interviews, and as well as refreshment. We have tea break provided for. Okay, so I read on behalf of Mrs. Bunmi Adedayo. Let me quickly give it back. Mrs. Bunmi Adedayo is the widow of Bunmi Adedayo and the mother of his 2 children. Of course, you all know the story, right, of the foundation. But the good thing is that we found purpose. Amidst our sorrows, amidst our grief, we found something greater, which is to put smiles on the faces of people. And in fact, Baba and Mama Bunmi Adedayo are on Zoom right now with us. They join us for the event. And so we have nothing to be worried about. We know that we're on the right track. So I read this on our behalf. Today we have shown everyone that BAF is open to working with others in achieving the change that we seek within the education sector. And all we need is a willing population, like the 216 TRTP trained schools and the top 30 that we empower today. We are willing to do more. We'd like to therefore extend our sincere appreciation to all of you, our beneficiaries, for proving yourselves worthy of this intervention. Our commitment to the improvement of teaching and learning across our schools remains strong, and so is our openness to collaborative work with partners and funders. I'd like to thank the Coca-Cola Foundation and their amiable team within Africa and Nigeria for the great deal of interest and support they have shown to our work in the education space. A very special thanks to the great team of partners and consultants that have worked with us on this project: Holistic Business Solutions, EduJet Aid Limited, Donors for Africa Foundation, and Nurture House Consulting. You all have been amazing, and please, let's take this to the next level. Lastly, I'd like to thank the BAF team who work day and night to ensure the work keeps going. The impact of your work is recognized and well appreciated. Finally, we'd like to thank our dear family and friends, too numerous to mention, who have made out time to join us this morning via Zoom. We are grateful. Before I close this event, I would like to remind the sub-grantees that the next 3 weeks require hard work and determination, as there is still one more prize to compete for. I'd like to also challenge you to push harder, even against your natural limits, so that you can find a place amongst the top 3 schools that will eventually evolve. Of course, this is to the top 10, right? In the next few minutes, we will take you through an accountability session with your mentors and trainers. Please give knowledge a chance and warmly embrace the changes that lie ahead. Once again, I thank you all for your time today and congratulate you all for proving yourselves worthy of this challenge. Have a good week ahead. Alright, so that's from Mrs. Bunmi Adedayo, Member Board of Directors of Bunmi Adedayo Foundation. On this note, I'd like to formally bring this meeting to a close. Many thanks to all of you online. Thanks for making our time to join us. We promise to keep information coming on, but please follow us on our social media handles, because I think that's where the challenge is. A lot of us are not following on social media, especially to those on the internet. Please follow us on Instagram. We are at Bunmi Adedayo Foundation, and the same with Facebook. And on Twitter, we are BAF Nigeria on Twitter. So please go across, go to YouTube as well. You have Bunmi Adedayo Foundation as a YouTube channel name. So you can always get us there. Alright, thank you. We'll bring the broadcast to an end now. Yeah, we don't need the broadcast for that. Alright, thank you.